let's talk about discipline. You remember that we started time to go to sleep, time to wake up. When I heard what you have to say, so you have to understand this is only symptoms to a problem. And the problem is that we don't know how to discipline. We want to discipline, but we don't know how. And you cannot run, the house will not be able to operate without discipline. So, as you can see, if discipline is the main thing of chinuch, so why every chinuch book that you take in your hands, it doesn't start with discipline. It starts with to respect the child, to love the child, to communicate with the child, to understand the child. Then after all this comes the discipline. Why don't they start with the main thing? Because if you don't have love to the child, or understanding to the child, or patience to the child, forget about discipline. It's not going to happen. So hopefully, I really hope so, that we spoke so much how to love a child, how to feel for him, how to understand him, okay? I'll give you an example. A girl, 3 years old, leaving the house, and she is going now to daycare, to pre-K. 3 days she's crying non-stop. Her father, the tzaddik, on the 3rd day when they told them that she cried again, what do you think he did? Huh? I give you one guess. What did he do to the child?
Stop bringing
Punished?
Rude.
Took her out.
What
Took
did
her
he do
out
to her?
of the daycare.
He whacked her. He whacked her. What, are you out of your mind? He said, we prepared you, we told you, and this, why are you crying? At the end, he got upset, he gave him his back. Somebody have to smack this father. If I wouldn't been there, I'll smack him. Why? Imagine 3 years old, until now she was in the kitchen of her mother. Pitom she's entering a class with 25 other kids that she don't know bichlal. And some of them coming from families, they have 6 kids, 7 kids. They know already how to fight. They know already how to behave, you know. They have experience, these kids. She is coming, and a newcomer. Of course, she's going to be terrified. I'll be terrified. Even high school boys or high school girls, I want to go to this high school. Why? My friends are going there. Did you hear it once? Huh? Did you hear it once?
Yes, Rabbi.
My friends are going there. So go without your friends. I don't know anybody. Everybody is afraid of it. So imagine 3 years old. Your husband wants to take you to a wedding that you don't know anybody. Are you going to go?
You will go, but you're going to feel awkward because you don't know anybody there.
You'll find any excuse to send him by himself. Why is it? because it's not fun. I don't know anybody there. What I'm going to do there? So imagine a child 3 years old. Now, is this father one day will be able to discipline his child?
No.
Maybe with threatening, and he will leave there so many scars. Hashem Yerachem. So now, the question is, how do I discipline my kids? It's an everyday question. And it's on the table of the parents and the kids. And everybody wants to know, what can I do with my kids in order to discipline them? Until I scream, they don't care. I have to scream, I have to yell, I have to. That's not a discipline. Now, the discipline is not only to make our life comfortable at home. It's much more than that. The definition, chinuch, and discipline, it goes together. It's almost the same. When you talk about chinuch, automatically you talk about discipline as well. And when you talk about discipline, you talk about the main point of the Torah, how to raise kids. It's a discipline. Because without a discipline, there is no chinuch. There is no chinuch. So now, every parent that wants to treat his house like a school, because the house is a school, you're teaching the kids life. So it needs to be disciplined. Can you teach in a classroom when they're not disciplined?
Waste of time.
You're wasting your time. Yes, I agree.
You're disciplining more than teaching.
Absolutely. I agree to this also. So now, how do you start to discipline? Here we go. You have to have a system that functioning of laws, that the house is running according to these laws. Everybody have to obey the laws, the parents as well. Let's say we're talking about language. First, we have to discipline ourselves to talk in a very nice and polished language, and then we can implement it at the house. This kind of language is not going to be tolerated. So part of it is the meals on a certain time. We're going to sleep on a certain time. Cleaning after we eating has to be also included. And if you have to wake early and everybody else is asleep, how you can wake up without awaking the whole house has to be on the agenda also. If you're not successful by teaching the kids, the small ones and the older ones, the first ruling of discipline. So we're going to fight for every small thing. Why your shoes is here? Why your jacket is there? Every small things will become an issue. You're going to have to fight with the child. Why are you eating with your hand? There is a fork and a knife. They like to eat with the hands. So if we're teaching what? If we're busy with what? With eating with fork and knife and do this, and you have to sleep on time, we don't have time enough to teach them the real stuff, the real discipline. Then we're going to get to it. What does it mean, real discipline? This only preparation for discipline. Going to sleep, waking up, time for meals. You know, language is only preparation for what I want to talk about, discipline. As I told you once, I'll tell you again, there is a training, right? There is training. When the trainer is not there, are you doing exercise? Huh?
Nope.
No.
That's called training. When my parents are not here, I can do whatever I want. When they're here, the trainers are here, I have to behave. That's called training. That's not a discipline. That's not chinuch. The real chinuch is when the trainer is not there. Do I continue to exercise? That's it. What happens if the teacher is not coming today?
A nut house. Nut
Huh?
house. A nut house. If I leave a substitute, she writes me a note.
No substitute, no substitute.
Oh.
Now, yeah, you have a free
Forget
hour.
Oh,
You have a
forget
free
it.
hour.
I will not recognize the classroom.
The kids are going to be so happy. The teacher is not coming, and no class, no substitute. What?
You're gonna go wild.
Oh, but if we're going to bring him to a point, kids, yalla, let's learn ourselves. The teacher is not here. Let's open the books. Let's learn ourselves. Oh, no? How does it sound?
You're not gonna be a friend of the child.
What?
You're not gonna be the friend. You're not gonna be the friend of the kids. They're not gonna be happy.
Why? No, on their own. They will say the teacher is not coming. The substitute is not coming. So what are we gonna do?
Not happening.
No, we're gonna
That's
sit
not,
and learn our own.
that's not gonna happen.
Why
Rabbi.
not? Oh, you see? Good. Why it's not gonna happen?
Because they're not gonna do it on their own.
Because
the trainers aren't there.
Ah,
They're not gonna do it on their own. Someone is always have to be on top of them.
ah.
They want to play their kids. No?
One, they're gonna feel freedom, and two, they're not gonna want to do that. No kid is gonna want to sit and learn on their own because there's no reinforcement on top of them.
Okay, I agree. But what do you think the yeshivot are doing? The shiur is at 12 o'clock. You have to prepare from 9 to 12. No Rabbi, nobody, you can go inside, outside, drink coffee, get on the phone. Walk once into yeshiva and tell me what you see. You'll not be able even to hear yourself. So noisy. Everybody is learning with everybody else. No classroom, no shum davar, no Rabbi. Klum. They gave him a page. Prepare this and this and this and this. You on your own. Shalom. So, I agree, when the child is small, elementary school, we still have to mold him to be like that. But he has to be disciplined already from home and from the yeshiva that he learns. So let's get the show on the road. First of all, you have to understand if somebody will ask me how to discipline my child, it's a difficult question, very complicated one. And we have two reasons why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because if you want to show that you are the authority and you want discipline over here, you have to listen to what I say. Sometimes you have to punish. Because kids from time to time, they crossing the lines that we put. And now, as you all know, punishment, we're walking on a very, very thin line over here. There is a very thin mechitza that's separating between the benefit that we want the child to follow instructions, and if we don't know how to do it, we're going to pay a price, very dangerous one. The child will slowly will disconnect himself from his parents. Not from them, but from the connection with them. And that's happening a lot. Parents, you have to know, maybe the kids not talking to you because they're afraid. But from what I hear, they like to disconnect slowly, because they feel that we don't understand them. And this is a terrible message. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous. He has to connect to somebody. So then he'll connect to the outside. And that's what we don't want. So there is no way to discipline a child to have inner discipline. Not the trainer discipline. The trainer is outside discipline, the trainer. What happened to a thief when he see a policeman? Will he steal now? So we say, oh, he becoming disciplined. He's
Right.
not.
When everybody drives fast on the highway and then they see the light, all of a sudden, everyone slows. Yes.
Tzaddikim, everybody says,
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden, they start to sing, you know, lahat. That's, and they say, oh, now imagine somebody come and see, say, very nice, very disciplined. Look how it drives. That's not what we're looking for. The thief, when he see the police, he says, hi, how are you? And to himself he said, get lost already, right? Because I need to steal something. Yeah? And when the police is gone, now we show who he is. That's what they did in Russia. In Russia, everybody, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem. This is there because you there. When you're not there, behind your back, tach, tach, tach. And again, when they see you, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom. That's it. That's the chinuch, which is not chinuch bichlal. What does it mean, inner discipline? If I know, if I got disciplined already that I'm not going to eat milk after meat when the 6 hour is not yet here, do I need somebody to watch me? My Rabbi is there? No. My parents are there? No. No. I'm by myself. But already I have inner discipline. I cannot do it. Without anybody, they have to watch me. Did somebody have to watch me not to light a cigarette on Yom Shabbat? Or I already my self-disciplined? It's inner discipline. That's what we need. Here we go. A parent came to me, listen to what they say. Pay attention. You know, Rabbi Haimoff, I took my child out of the yeshiva, I put him in public school. So, what? What? Why did it? He said, I went to public school. The hallways are so quiet. Everybody is walking nicely. They're so disciplined. And I went to the yeshiva, they're acting like animals on the hallways. Bam, boom, bam, boom, bam. That's not a chinuch. Did you hear it once?
Many times.
This is totally off. Go tell the child over there in the public school to restrain himself not to eat ice cream after he ate a steak. Can he do it? But the child who is running according to you like an animal in the hallway, he knows. So what is better? Anybody home?
The animal in the hallway is better.
Absolutely. I'll vote for him. Because he has inner disciplines.
And the worst part, Rabbi, when they say that in front of the child that goes to yeshiva, and they say, oh, what's the yeshiva? And they say in front of the child, the yeshiva is balagan, the kids are not listening, running here, there, and the child that's in yeshiva hears this.
I'll tell you again and again and again. The kids are not the problem. The problem is every word like that, you're planting poison seeds into your child neshama. And you're making the child confused. So why are you sending me to the zoo, according to you? And you're paying money to send me to zoo. When a person deciding to marry a non-Jew, what do you think? It started now? Now it started? All day long, he heard that the Jewish girls are not good, they're only after the money, they have big mouths, and so on and so on. Yes? And Jews are like that, and Jews are like this, and they're the Jewish, they throwing dirt on themselves. So what the child see, the Jews, if I'll marry a Jewish girl, she gonna squeeze me up to my last penny. So I'll marry a shikse. What do you think she will do?
Worse than Jewish girl will do.
Oh, but he is already, this is the discipline that he got. We don't understand what does it mean discipline. Discipline is inner discipline. Not outside discipline. You see, when it comes home, what do you prefer? A husband that have a lot, he is wealthy, cool guy, he gives you a car, Rolex, he'll buy you a fur coat, whatever. But he is not able to control his mouth. Not able. Who knows what he is telling you? On the other hand, you have a person, average, self-controlled, Chas v'shalom, Bichlal is not even coming to his mind to say what he say. Which one you will take? Which one you will take?
Second
Yeah,
option.
Control.
Why it took you so long to answer me? Huh?
Just thinking about the money. Just kidding.
So if you're telling me, I don't care what he says, anyway, I'm deaf. Okay? At least I have the money, okay. So then don't expect anything from your kids, because who knows what's going to happen there. Now, parents that did not discipline themselves to be authority on his feelings. Don't jump up and down, don't scream, don't shout, don't yell. If you're not able to do that, and you're not disciplined to, you said something, stick to what you say. We're going to sleep at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock it is, no matter what, the world will turn upside down. 7 o'clock, shut, no food, no clue. We're going. That's called discipline. So the child gets ideas.
I'm so sorry, Rev. I missed the first part of that. You said if a parent is unable to do what?
To control his own feelings.
Thank you.
And he is by himself wishy-washy. You told your child, you promised me to clean the table. Can you clean? I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. You're not going to give up now. We had a deal that you're going to clean after the meal. You're going to clean, Habibik. And if Ima will say what? Okay, I see that you're tired, go to sleep. That's it. Mommy not sticking to her words. So now I can do with all across the board. And the child is confused. Yesterday I told you I don't want to clean the table. You said okay. Today I don't want to fix my toys. Why are you screaming and shouting? Yesterday you were very nice to me. So mommy is not normal. You have to learn how to be persistent and all the time to be if you have a rule, no matter what it is, the rule has to be kept. If we don't have it, don't even start to talk about chinuch. It will not happen. We have to be so much good inside discipline that even if I'm doing something else, I'm going to be able to control the situation. Sometimes the kids are very good to take you out of yourself, to get you. You don't know even what to do. They're getting on your nerves, annoying you. Don't show any emotions, because if you're going to do it, you lost it. You can sit with a child and tell them, in this house, you have to keep your words. In a very nice way. We're not going to budge. We're not going to budge. No need that.
Rav,
Yes.
is it a problem if one parent is more patient than the other?
Usually
both-
that's the case.
Same page in order for the chinuch to be successful.
So if Ima have more patience, so she should deal with the kids. Now, when her patience already run out of steam, Then she calling to the impatient, which is Abba. As you all know, men are not having too much patience for the kids. What's the problem? You don't want to eat? Okay, yalla, go to sleep, Habibik. And the case is closed. So first we start with the patient one. Then you bring the impatient. But the one to deal with the kids is always the patient one. And the other one standing on the bench, waiting for the call to get into the game. That's all. It's
Thank you.
always like that. One have to be the left hand and one have to be the right hand that bring him closer. One to give kacha, the other one kacha. That's parents, if they know what they're doing.
Right, but what if you have a situation where you told the child to do something and the child starts to whine and say, I want to go to sleep, I'm tired, and the father will say, Hi, leave him alone, shoo, let him go to sleep. So
No. What was the deal?
the deal was to do whatever he was supposed to do, whatever he was told to do.
Did you tell him in advance?
To the spouse,
No, to the
to the
child.
child. Yeah, let's say his father wasn't home when I told him to do something. And now his father doesn't know about this. He just came into the picture at the end when he came home. So am I allowed to tell to the father that, I told him to do this, so he has to follow through with it?
You
In front
tell
of
your husband, wait a second, I think you're missing some information. Before you came, he promised me that he will do what I told him. So right away, Abba said, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. You have to listen to him, Habibik.
Mhm. Thank you.
Okay? You have to work as a team.
Right. I
If
feel
you
like it
want to-
only works if it's we're a team. If we're both on a different page, it doesn't work.
Then the child become the boss.
That's right. But there are children who have a very good way of spinning the one parent. Sometimes, not all the time, we have a situation where both husband and wife are on the same page. Sometimes the husband is more softer. Sometimes the wife is the weaker one.
So you have to have a plan. It's impossible a situation that the cucumber will spin the farmer. The farmer brought the cucumber to the world, and the cucumber will drive him crazy.
Well,
Does it
that's
make sense
most.
to you?
No, it doesn't. But that's the most case today.
Because we're not a team, and by ourselves, we're not disciplined.
Rabbi, let's say that spouse comes in and he says, we had different chinuch in the home, and you come from a background where you have different chinuch from the home.
Okay.
And the
Everybody
husband
has it.
feels,
Everybody has it.
right, but the husband feels that, like let's say I hear it a lot. Like people say, oh, you listen to this rabbi and you reading these books. Where's your chinuch? Your children are not listening to you.
So now, let me tell you something. Very important. Whatever I say, I'm talking generally speaking what has to be done. To tell you that it works chick-chack, I didn't say. Because the child already have quite history, past. Now you want to change it, it's not going to go overnight.
Right.
Yeah, that's number one. Number two, you have to know your child. Not every child is the same way. Every parent over here will tell you, all your kids are the same?
No.
Not even the twins.
Is it okay to be tough on a child? Like, let's say you have a child who only understands things through tough love. Can I always be tough with this child?
You don't have to be tough.
But that's the only way he understands.
No. You see, kids, you have to make deals with them.
Like what, bribe them?
No. Let's say they want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. We want you to play. But after you play, and all this done before even starting, or she starting, I want you to clean after yourself. I'm not going to clean it. The one who plays, he will clean. And put the toys away. What do you think he will say?
Okay.
So you repeat. It's a deal?
He'll say yes, but then when it comes time to finish playing,
But okay. Now you're gonna stand there and listen to me carefully. Before this, you tell him, if you're not gonna stick to your words, you're not gonna see this toy again. So I advise you to think before you're gonna start playing. That's the rules. You have to clean after yourself, put the toys back in place. Then you can play, we don't care, it's fine. But if you're planning not to keep your words, in this house is not gonna be tolerated. And since you don't know how to keep your word, so we're not gonna give you the toy. We're gonna throw it. What did you accomplish now? How many messages you sent to the child? In one incident.
discipline.
When you do, you clean after yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because then when he will get married, that's what he will do.
Right, but I feel like even when I'm telling that to my children, I feel myself repeating myself so many times.
Don't repeat. You don't have to repeat. You say, they know kids are not stupid. They know Ima is serious, don't start with her. Probably you gave in few times. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Come on. You're done. You toasted. You think I'll give in?
So the point is that you cannot give in no matter what.
You're teaching your child not to keep his words.
Right, but let's say a situation happens, sometimes things happen in life. Not every day is the same.
Excuse me, sir. What can happen to him already? You played, we have a deal that you're gonna clean it. You tired? Okay. It will stay like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow morning when you get up, you're gonna clean it. I'm not gonna clean it.
Right.
He has to know mommy means business. I'll be nice to you, I'll let you play, but don't take advantage.
Mm-hmm. So it's our fault then. We let them get away with these things, then they do it worse.
Many things happening between husband and wife because that's what's been taught at home. take advantage.
Right.
And who said that you have to keep your word?
So basically, we're teaching them to lie.
What?
So
Yeah.
we're teaching them to lie then.
Not to keep their words, okay? So they thieves, right? They stealing your brain. They're telling you one thing and they're doing other things. Where did they learn it? In a school, in homeschooling. Can you live with that?
No.
So whose fault is this? The child or the parents?
The parents.
And you don't have to feel sorry for them. You don't. I want you to play. Did I say don't play? But I said you have to clean. Why should I clean after you? By you cleaning after him, he learned how to be selfish. Doesn't care for his own ima, even. So you think he'll care for his wife?
No.
Now you see where all the problems are coming from?
Right.
From small
let-
things. It
but-
looks small. It looks
Mhm.
small. But
But
it's
it's
not
not
small.
because it grows to bigger things as the child grows older, it becomes more advanced problems, right?
They take advantage of you.
Korav, I have a question.
Yeah.
What if, let's say, your child, you have a structure and the child follows everything you say, but when the child changes atmosphere among the cousins, and let's say the cousin is not listening to the mother, that whatever she's telling him, he's trying to show off, like to act in front of his cousin, like how they are. They like to show it themselves around. So let's say the mother instructs him to do something. He says, "No, I'm not gonna do it." And the mother said once, twice, and he's ignoring. And the child that's observing everything, he's just looking and watching what's going to be the outcome. So in the end, the mother numerous times repeated herself. The child didn't do it. And it happened to be where the mother gave up. So how do you explain to your child now the situation? Can you bring it up to your child and start to like conversation saying, do you think this was right? Do you think this was okay with ignoring mommy, whatever mommy repeated a couple of times? Can you bring that attention and see what the child answers?
You tell the child, you see how fortunate you are.
So you praise them.
Right away, you have to praise them and say, you see what's going to happen there? This kind of children at the end will not keep no Torah, no mitzvot. Because he will do what he wants to do.
Thank you, Rabbi.
We have to be on our toes if you really want to discipline your child. But I'm talking again, inner discipline. When we're not there, you will act the same, like we're there. That's the success. Meaning it's success for the child and success for the parents.
Let's say we didn't give chinuch in the beginning to the child proper way. And then now we're listening to your shiurim and we're slowly educating ourselves how to properly discipline the children. Is it still not too late to fix them, to mold them still now?
It's never too late. Unless they already were teenagers. Then we're in trouble.
But sometimes I feel like, isn't it? Like we ourselves and adults, right? When a person goes through kiruv process, he goes through tshuva, he's still doing disciplining on himself when he's learning not to do this and not to do that. So we're still molding ourselves even in our 20s and our 30s.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So why is it
Now,
difficult?
but
teacher?
now you can be only advisor, but not anymore giving chinuch.
So meaning you cannot tell a teenager what to do, you can only advise them?
He will,
He's gonna rebel?
of course, he's going to him.
Mm.
When I
Well,
have already image who you are, and Pitom you coming with something that I'm not accustomed to, what do you think will happen?
Backfire.
You know, somebody came to the Chazon Ish, and he told them, Rabbi, my wife just gave birth yesterday to a baby boy. Please give me a bracha that I'll be able to be mechanechim, to be Tamil, Chacham, Torah, b'mitzvot, and so on. The Chazon Ish told them, you came to me too late. You should have come to me years ago. Then I'll teach you how to discipline yourself, and it's all coming from us. Sometimes from pain. I'm saying to the parents, excuse me, whom you working for? For your kids? They cannot wait even for the day to get out of your house. So whom you working for? And whatever you're going to do, you think they're going to appreciate it? What do you say? If they will appreciate it, the nursing homes will be empty. The nursing homes are full with people that have kids and grandchildren. And they dump them in a nursing home. Why? Because, okay, you finish your job. Thank you very much. We're waiting for you to go, and we will make a party over the money. And that's it. It sounds very cold and very cruel and very mean, but this is the reality. So my advice to all of us, right away, with ourselves into our hands, leave everything aside, because your future is on the line. Actually, your life is on the line. And you have to understand that what I'm saying is not something simple to understand, and they difficult even more to exercise it at home. Parents that just have small kids, they will not understand even what I'm saying. So, what did he say? But when my mother used to say small kids, small problems, bigger kids, bigger problem, we never understood her, what she's saying. Wait and see. Oh, don't we see it now? So to the young ones, I advise to speak to the older ones, the parents, and they will tell you that this is not a joke. And to bring a discipline to the house is not something simple, it's not easy. Because we have to be very well disciplined, which many of us are not.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yes, Rina.
I'm just wondering why is it that it does happen this way? Why is it that when we are much older, we're relying too much on our kids? Is it that Hashem made it so that they could kind of repay us, sort of, by taking care of us? Oh, okay.
At least they're going to have mitzvah shel kibud abahem.
But I guess it's so much harder though in their shoes though, because then they're gonna have their own kids and us as well to take care of.
The kids will learn a lot from it.
True. Oh, okay.
When the kids will see how you're taking care of your parents, what a chinuch.
That is beautiful.
It will stay there. You cannot have better gift than that one. I promise you.
What about us that we are far from the parents?
What shall I say?
Yeah, we are the same like you. What should we?
My biggest pain,
Yes, yes.
the biggest one.
What our kids learn from this?
You know,
Hashem wanted this way. We are far from parents. It's not that we wanted it.
but at least my kids know that I'm calling my mother every day, no matter where I am.
Yeah, they tell me you called your mom every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Talk to her, but she is far away. You know, I cannot even sit next to her, hug my mother. You know, she is my mother after all. You know?
Right, right. So maybe they learn something from this, that we call our mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you do if you don't have a parents? What do you do in that case?
Then you patu. You patu. And then you have to implement it, you know, to talk about it, how
Right. That's for sure.
Now, so I'm telling you in advance, to bring discipline at home is something that is not easy. Yes. Because this is our test, not the kids' test. This is our test. Because we have to stick to the rules of the house that we implemented. Okay, what happened? If you put rules and you let it go, okay? So you cannot give over anything because you're not keeping your own rules. So, just to calm you down, all the people that are frustrated and they're ready to give up already, I want to tell you one thing. Stick to the classes, sablanut, patient, and slowly, slowly, you're going to see the changes coming. But you have first to change yourself, to stick to your words. Don't be ima, okay, misken sheli, go to sleep. Meantime, Ima, she is the miskena. She have to cook, she have to clean, she have to work outside and this. The kid says, Baruch Hashem, a lot of energy. And the proof is they don't want to sleep. They don't want to sleep. So in the classes to come, I'm going to give you a lot of information and tools how to implement discipline at home, and the house will change dramatically. Dramatically. So, tomorrow we're going to continue, of course. We'll talk about outside and inside. What bechlal it means discipline, so we know what we're talking about. And who we're trying to discipline. Sometimes the child don't have bechlal the understanding that you have, and he doesn't know what you want from him. Which many cases, and that's the case. The child still is not a vessel to understand what you say.
Rav, before we sign off, can I just ask one question? You'd made mention that if someone asks you how to discipline your child, you said it's very complicated for two reasons, and you went into needing to punish and that it can cause that disconnection. I didn't catch the second part. Do you recall what it is?
Yeah. Meaning, sometimes we have to punish them. And now what we're trying to accomplish when we're punishing them? To bring them closer to us, or to make them disconnect from us?
Thank you, Rav.
Okay? So that's why we have to start with ourselves, and then we'll teach you how to give it over to the kids, which is going to be much easier because you already have the tools and to implement what you want to implement. Have a good night, everybody. And again, last night was a very nice event. I call it an event, not even a class, to see so many ladies which are so interested. Hopefully by next week, we will have even more, I assume. Thursday is the men night out. I hope they're not going to disappoint me, because then, oy vavoy la'im. Then באמת they worthless.
Rabbi, what time Thursday?
9 o'clock in the basement of the yeshiva.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Make sure, but it's 9 sharp. Yesterday, I wanted to implement already disciplined. I was looking at the clock, 9 o'clock, that's it, we're starting. Finito. Okay, so I wish you good night. Everything's gonna be okay. We'll get there, Bezrat Hashem, with patience, sablanut. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Rav. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Tomorrow
Thank you,
night.
Rav.
Tomorrow we have shiur in Great Neck. It will be on the Zoom, I assume, at 12:30. The class is going to be about Eshet Chayil. Okay, so if you can join in.
Thank you, Rav.
12:30 tomorrow.
Thank
If not,
you.
I'll see you at night time at 9 o'clock. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Rabbi.
Thank
night,
you.
good
Good
night.
night, Rabbi. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Good night, good night.